My name is Grace Macharia, and this is my passport to study journey.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
You were telling me about a certain gentleman that you used to see back at home in Kenya while you were going to Tuskegee. Tell me about that.
So when I was young, my mom and I used to go to Tuskegee, and there was a handicapped man who used to sit outside of it. And the first time I saw him, well, I can't remember the first time I saw him, but I remember the multiple times I used to see him, and my heart was just filled with empathy. And I just wanted to help him in any way that I could. But I'm young at that time, so there's not much I could do. And all I could do was just, help out here and there, like with money for him to get something to eat. And we actually like build a rapport to the point where if he didn't see me a certain week that I was supposed to be there, he would be like, I didn't see you last week. Yeah.
Were these some of the experiences that led you into wanting to be a doctor or helping the society and the community? Or these some of the experiences that led you to that decision in your life?
Yeah. This was one among the many.
You told me that you met a guy with crutches, and that was really affected you. You're emotional about it. Later on in life, do you think these experiences have led you to where you are in life?
100% yes.
How is it studying abroad? What kind of which campus did you go to? What kind of degree were you studying?
So I first applied to a community college. It was called Pierce College, where I did it for like 1.5 years. And then I graduated from there with an associate's degree.
What made you want to go to Pierce?
My auntie, she knew the school, and I think she studied there before, and she was confident that it was a good school and it would be a good fit for me.
Did you know about it back while you were studying in Kenya, because you finished high school in Kenya, then you moved abroad?
Yeah.
Did you know about the school before leaving Kenya, or was it something that they told you you could join once you're done with your studies? Was studying in Kenya for your university an option for you?
It was in a way, but this was always my dream, coming to the States. Yeah.
Tell me about the process of applying for the school. How did that go?
So I applied to Pierce College during COVID in 2020, and the process was kind of lengthened than normal. And so they didn't ask for much. They asked for my bank statements, my passport, my KCSE certificate, and the TOEFL exam. And I was accepted, and I came here.
Did you apply for scholarship at the time?
No, since I'm an international student without college, I did not qualify for scholarships, but they did tell me that once I start, I would have grants.
At that college, you didn't qualify for scholarships,
Yeah.
but they offered grants.
Yeah, and the good thing with grants in America, you don't have to pay them back. So it's basically a scholarship, but they call it a grant.
How do you access these grants? How do you know that they're available?
The school just sends you email like, hey, we have this grant available, and then they list the qualifications, and if you qualify, you apply. And I was favored enough by God.
Good, congratulations.
Yeah.
What were you studying in Pierce College?
I got a degree, an associate's degree in biology.
Then this was for 1.5 years.
Yeah.
What happened after that?
So after that, I needed to go to university to complete my third and fourth year. And so I applied to another school called Pacific Lutheran, which is in Tacoma. And for that one, I did get a scholarship. It came with, after I applied, it came with the acceptance packet. And that way I was able to pay for school.
By applying, you mean you applied for scholarship as well?
No, once you apply to the school, because I already had grades, so they just checked my grades and they were like, okay, we're going to give you this amount of money.
Oh, just by applying, they offered you a scholarship with
Yes,
that.
yes.
Was it fully funded or partially funded?
No, it was partially funded.
And you had to raise the other funds, or did they give you a job?
The school provided me with, well, they didn't provide, I had to look for the job, but I did work on campus.
Okay, and that was able to cover for the rest of the cost.
And of course, with help from parents. But I feel like because we only work for 20 hours, but my school is 19. So it didn't really quite cover the cost, but my parents were able to help me.
Have you cleared, are you done? Have you graduated college
Yeah.
completely?
Yes.
What's your plan now that you've finished college? What are you planning to do?
I plan to do a master's in something in healthcare.
Still in your journey to become a doctor, or anything to do with healthcare? Are you still planning to become a doctor in your future?
I mean, that's the goal, but me doing a master's is kind of a plan B. Yeah.
Well, if you get your master's, what then after that?
So then I can go to medical school because medical school here is somewhat a PhD, but it's not. So it would be still okay.
So even with your master's, you still can't practice being a doctor?
No, because to be a doctor, you have to go to medical school and then go through residency for at least 3 years and then pass the board exams and then be a doctor.
Why not take that journey?
Because I I have other goals in life and you know, I feel like this is best for me. And just in case it fails, because going to medical school is really tough, I always want to have something to fall back on. Yeah.
What advice would you give guys in your home country that would want to study abroad? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say go for it. Um, Apply to schools like my school, Pacific Lutheran, especially after, like, during my 4th year, they increased the scholarship for international students. And now some of the students are paying very little to go there. And I feel like it's manageable if you're working in school. You can just afford to work in school and then use the scholarship money, and it's fully paid.
What's the difference between studying in Kenya and studying here abroad?
I would say studying here, you're forced to kind of apply the things that you learn, like in projects and stuff like that. Like, for example, my final project, we had to design a case study and a teaching key and an answer key, just create everything from scratch and like talk about it in the process. I mean, they teach you a lot.
Okay,
It's not just multiple choice like people say.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
But there is multiple choice.
There is, because they also want to
And this is in
prepare you.
campus college.
Yeah. They want to prepare you for exams. So, like, before you get into medical school, you have to take a test. And that test is basically multiple choice. So they can't just eliminate multiple choice because they need you to be able to learn and understand and be able to pick the correct answer when you're doing that.
For how long during your studying journey were you doing multiple choices? Would you say a year and a half, or does it
All the
stop
4 years.
eventually? All 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, but you still have a project within the 4 years. Okay. So once, let's say you're in campus,
Yeah.
and you do have a scholarship and you're working, does that help with your like your grading system? Does that help in any way? You're in campus, you're studying. Do does it help in grading? Like, are you?
Like leniency?
Yeah.
No. Because
Okay.
if they were lenient to you, then they would be favoring you. But you have to learn to be resilient to be able to conquer that. I mean, it's not easy to work and study, but you have to do it.
What any advice about life that you give people that you've seen while you're here? Any general advice about life?
I would say go for your dreams and always choose you, because people always choose themselves.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. We
Thank you for
wish you the
having me.
best in your future endeavors, and we'll always want for you to come back and tell us about your progress.
Yeah, I'll give you a follow-up when I'm done with this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.